It's the Midnight Trucking Radio Network. Eric Harley here. We're at Mid-America 2008, and we are joined by our friends from Kinedyne. And joining us, Tony White, the Director of Sales. And Tony, welcome to the show. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Eric. We're glad to be here.
We're also joined by Dave Callahan. He is the Corporate Marketing Manager for Kinedyne. David, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Appreciate being here. Thank you.
You guys got some big announcements here at the Mid-America Trucking Show. Tony, new flatbed products. Why don't you tell us about it?
I sure will. We've got several new flatbed products out this year. We're showing them at our booth. We have a ratcheting winch bar, which is a revolutionary new bar out. It's a spin on the old bar that everyone's been using for years. Much safer, much easier to use. It is a positively locked bar, as everyone knows out there that in the past you've had to use a winch bar that basically stuck in the cap of the winch, and you used it to tighten down, which caused several problems throughout the years of the bar potentially slipping out and causing injuries. This new bar is positively locked. It has a cap that goes in the cap, a pin that goes through the holes in the cap, which you then can crank. It has teeth on it. You crank back and forth. You can safely put the proper tension on a winch. Much easier to use, a really hot product right now.
You know, the drivers that run flatbed, I've always said that those folks do a lot of labor. They work really hard, David, and this type of product from Kinedyne helps them, you know, in as far as the safety aspect is concerned. But you know, when you get out there, that's part of the job. But you want to make sure that you're doing it in a secure manner. I mean, that's a peace of mind that is priceless, really.
Absolutely, Eric. And you know, I'm relatively new to the trucking industry and new with Kinedyne, and so I've had a crash course in the transportation industry and what drivers go through, and I've had a little firsthand experience working with some of the products myself. And when we approach product development from Kinedyne, our perspective, it's a very deliberate approach. We want to add value and make it safer for drivers to do their jobs, and whether it's our ratcheting winch bar or whether it's some of our chain binder products, we really put a lot of emphasis on solving problems, taking driver injuries out of the equation, and delivering value with those products.
Yeah. And Tony, obviously shows like this where you guys get feedback from drivers, that has to go into product development where, you know, drivers are saying, hey, what if I had this, or, you know, what if I had that? That has to be a big part of it, is it not?
Absolutely. You know, throughout the year we sell our products through a national distributorship. You can go just about anywhere and pick up our products. But this is a venue where we can sit down with drivers and talk about their concerns, talk about what's needed out there. And these guys are out there every day, and the knowledge they give us when we're here is just so valuable to us.
David, let's talk about the new interior van products that you have at Kinedyne.
Sure. Interior van is another major segment of our business. You know, we've again put a lot of emphasis on solving problems for the fleets. You know, although we sell through distribution, we partner with our distributors to try to meet the needs of the fleets and the ultimate end user of our products. And from the interior van segment, you know, we're all faced with razor-thin profit margins out there, and we're all challenged to try to maximize revenue and reduce costs. And with the K2 captive beam decking system by Kinedyne, which is a product we're featuring at the show here, we're providing a captive decking solution that'll help those fleet operators maximize revenue from every trailer load, reduce freight damage claims due to the cargo that gets damaged by traditional stacking methods. And you know, we're really taking the old floor load method, which only gives you an opportunity for a single row of pallets in a trailer, and you're now doubling the trailer capacity of the trailer, which we think is a wonderful solution.
You know, and Tony, this really adds to obviously load securement, but also productivity when it comes to, you know, getting in, getting out. I mean, we want to make sure that, you know, we can be as productive as possible when we are at work.
That's exactly right. The traditional method of decking with beams and E-track, which has been done for years, is effective, but you have to find the beams. They're not in the trailer a lot of times. You're out. They were left at the last dock. This K2 captive beam system is there every time you need it. You don't have to worry about, did someone take beams out of the trailer you're in now. Right. When you get the trailer and go get the load, the equipment you need to deck and make more money with is in there waiting for you.
Let's talk about the company's 40th anniversary. David, you mentioned that you're kind of new to the trucking industry and new to Kinedyne, but you know, Kinedyne is not new. 40 years
40 years, that's correct. You know, if you look at statistics, there's not a lot of companies that make it to their 40th year, and our company from day one has been a reflection of the ownership of our company. We're privately held, and the company was founded by Mr. Jim Klausman and the Klausman family, and they instilled values in the company, the operating principles that have been with us through our entire growth, and we've grown from a company with 2 employees in a small facility in New Jersey to a company that's an international company today with facilities and representation in 4 countries. And there's certain basic principles that we followed along the way, things like quality products sold at a competitive price, and you know, servicing our customers to the best extent possible. Even our competitors would admit that, you know, we have a reputation for service and quality in the industry that's really unmatched, and those are principles that have really helped us to get to where we are, which is the brand leader in our focus segment, which is heavy-duty cargo control products.
And, you know, I think, Tony, that drivers out there, and especially our veteran drivers, and maybe a few of them out there have been around or been in the industry or associated with it since 1968 and kind of watched the same challenges come along and the same changes come along. But 40 years, you know, when you take a look at it, I think if you were to do a documentary on it, it may take longer than 40 years to go through all of the different changes that the industry's been through. Kinedyne keeping up with all those changes and more.
Absolutely. I mean, I personally have been with Kinedyne for 20 years, so I've seen changes just in that 20 years. The industry started with just chains and binders. That's what everyone used on a flatbed to tie their load down with, and that had its challenges and its dangers. Yeah. And the webbing products that Kinedyne was able to innovate years ago have made the job so much safer and so much easier for truckers. And that's what I've seen change the most over the years.
Yeah. Speaking of documentaries, David, you guys are a part of the new season of Ice Road Truckers on the History Channel. This has got to be exciting. What a great show this is. It's coming up soon, again, season 2 on the History Channel. That's got to be exciting to be a part of it.
It's a wonderful opportunity. You know, season 1, we were involved with the program on an indirect basis. Our products were shown quite a bit on air during season 1, and one of our owners, you know, observed season 1 and said, "Wow, that's a wonderful format. It's, you know, appeals directly to our target customer base, the ultimate end user of our products." And how do we get more involved and be more proactively involved with the program this year? And we made some phone calls, and I took a crash course in television production and worked with some of the folks over at the production company, and we are proud to be an exclusive supplier of cargo control products for Ice Road Season 2, which will begin airing in late spring of this year.
Wow, what a lesson this had to be, Tony. A very quick lesson in what these guys go through. You guys are already familiar with the show, and you saw that, but then getting involved in the behind the scenes had to be not just one lesson, but lesson after lesson, was it not?
Yes, it was, absolutely. You know, I left Alabama to go up there for the filming. It was 70 degrees. 2 days later and 4,000 miles away, I get off the plane, and it's minus 40.
Wow.
Go immediately and get right involved with the trucking industry up there, and everything is a chore up there. I learned that just simply changing a tire or any malfunction in a trailer or a tractor is 10 times harder up there, and those guys are absolute, you know, they're the bravest guys I've ever seen. I got out on the ice road myself and drove around in a pickup truck, not in a rig, but in a truck, and heard the ice cracking. Just absolutely, I admire those guys so much for what they do up there. It's really incredible.
Well, it's great talking to you guys. Congratulations on 40 great years. And Tony, David, we appreciate you spending some time with us, and we hope to talk to you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Eric. We appreciate the opportunity. Thanks.